Sorry.
About 300.
Okay, both of you 300.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this was the question, right? The nominal GDP was given 30,000, real GDP was 10,000, and then so you have to find the GDP deflator. And what is the formula? It is basically the nominal GDP divided by real GDP multiplied by 100. So when you will solve this, you will get 300, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So now, just a minute. Okay, so over here in the previous class, we discussed about two formulas, right? One was GDP deflator and other was? Only one formula we discussed or two formulas? Good.
And current price index.
Okay. So over here, can you solve this question? Over here, you have to find real GDP and nominal GDP, right? And then calculate real GDP for the given year. Is there any year for which real GDP falls? Clear?
Okay.
So first you will take this, then you will solve, then for 2015 and this, then for this. Okay, for every year you have to find difference. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Done, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So for this, you got real GDP 6.5, 6, and 7.2, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Same, both of you?
Ma'am, for real GDP, we have to take base year price, right?
Real GDP means, how can you take base year price here? Real GDP, the formula, this one. Nominal GDP divided by real GDP multiplied by 100, right?
Okay.
When you have to calculate real GDP, this will go this side, right? The price index will come or the GDP deflator will come down. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to use this formula. You have to basically learn one formula and from that only you have to derive other formula, right? So first
Okay.
formula is, for which year real GDP and nominal GDP are the same? For which year?
2015.
2014 to 15.
Yeah, 14 to 15. Then real, over here calculate real GDP for the given years. Is there any year for which real GDP falls? Yes, this one.
Your false indicates that the nominal GDP is higher than the real GDP, right?
No, false means basically, see, earlier it was 6.5. Now in the next year it is 6. Right?
Oh, okay. Yes.
So that means it is falling over here. In this scenario, it is rising. But only in this scenario, in 2015 and 16, it fell. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, clear? Both of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay. Now this is what we did GDP deflator in the previous class as well, right? So GDP deflator or the current price index, they are the same thing, right? This you already know. Now over here, GDP and the welfare. So how will you know with the help of GDP? You will get to know that it is a welfare going on or not, right? So let's just do it. First of all, GDP, real GDP is used as an index of welfare of people. With the help of GDP only, you get to know whether the welfare of people is being taking place or not. Welfare means sense of material well-being among the people. It is influenced by many factors like consumption level, the types of goods and services consumed, environmental pollution, loss and order situation, all this. So higher GDP is generally taken as the greater welfare of the people. However, GDP may not be taken as satisfactory measure for the economic welfare due to certain limitations. Clear? Very, very, very important. Welfare you got to know, but the limitations are very, very important, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to teach you the limitation from here, okay? And then from other one, like from here and as well as then I'll just explain you what to write. You are not going to write the entire thing, the things. See, GDP welfare, you got to know how will GDP an indicator for this. So basically it is an index that helps in this. But sometimes over here, GDP is not a satisfactory manner. With the help of GDP, it is you are not satisfied that okay, GDP, okay, no. Why? Because there are some welfare, right? So economic welfare is not important. Social welfare is okay, but economic welfare, no. So in limitations, they sometimes ask you write the limitation of GDP. So if you are lucky enough, you will get a direct question. You can write any points, right? Over here, you can say 6, 7 points are there. You can write any according. If there are 5 marks, then 5.6, then 6. But sometimes they ask you from this question. This question comes for 3 marks. When I gave my board exam, this question came and it was like, what are externalists? Explain the externalists, right? So the person who is going in detail, he knows that what are externalists and all that, right? So let's just first do limitation. But remember, sometimes they even ask you like this, does not reflect GDP, does not reflect the real distribution like this. So over here, you have to explain it entirely. Right? It will take longer time to explain and to write it down, but a question comes from here. Either a numerical will come from GDP or a theory question will come. Clear? Because in this national income chapter, no theory is there. Like apart from circulation and all that, there is nothing. Only the differentiation is there, and now they have just avoided giving the differentiation. So this chapter contains a highest mark, so they have so many things to do. So we have to keep things in mind. So let's just do limitation. First of all, GDP. This does not include GDP and welfare. Does not include the growth rate of population. So real GDP indicate overall performance of the country, but the real GDP does not consider the change in the population of the country. So over here you are telling about the prices and everything. See, but you are not considering the population. Right, so that means how will you get know? For example, I told you that you have four. For example, you got like you got 80 marks, right? You were so happy that I got 80 marks, but until and unless you don't know from whether you got 80 marks from 100 or 80 or 200 or 500, right? So you should know what the exact population is. Only then you will get to know, okay, you are producing 10 chocolates, so in your country you have 10 people, so it's okay. 20 people, okay, but you have 1,000 people and you are only producing 10 chocolates, so you won't be getting it. So the first limitation is you don't know about the population, so you cannot judge whether it's a whatever GDP is there in your country, it's sufficient according to the population or not. So the prosperity of the country is judged by the per capita, right? Per person, what is the role or what is the contribution? The per capita real GDP equals to total area GDP divided by the population. An increase in per capita GDP indicates increase in per capita availability of goods and services, right? If the growth rate of population is higher than the rate of GDP, right, then it will decrease the per capita availability of the goods and services, which will adversely affect the economic welfare, right? So over here, for example, 10 chocolates are there, right? You are, and over here 20 people are there, so one chocolate two people are getting, but now there are 100 people, so oh my god, right? Not everyone is getting a equal amount of thing and not in a good proportion. So over here you got to know that no matter whether GDP is this and this, so that's the first limitation. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, over here, it does not reflect the distribution of GDP. There is an inequality in distribution of income in the economy, you know. For example, a doctor who is earning 10 lakh rupees in a month, and there is a labor who is earning only 10,000 rupees. Right, so there is an inequality in the distribution. So over here, when I will give you GDP, I'll tell you your country in a particular area, your GDP is, for example, 20 lakh rupees. Okay, but over here, 20 lakh rupees is the GDP. You're like, oh my god, impressive. But you will get to know that one person is earning 10 lakh rupees, other person is earning 5 lakh rupees, and there are 5 people who are earning 10,000 rupees. So is this a good indicator? No. Right? Only one person or two person, a certain people are contributing to the GDP. So it means that it is not equally distributed. So how will you get to know whether there is a equal distribution in a country or not? There should be one condition. For example, your country is earning 10,000 rupees and 1,000 rupees 10 people are earning. So you can say, okay, there is a equality. But for example, in your country's GDP is 10,000 rupees, right? So over here, 9,000 is salary of one person and rest 100 rupees salaries for other people. So is this a equality? Students. Am I not
Ma'am,
audible?
your voice is lagging, ma'am.
My voice is lagging. It's for both.
Yes, ma'am. Even I'm seeing it.
Okay, wait a minute. I'll just reshare and I'll just
So
check
clear.
my. Is it clear? No, now.
Now it is.
Just give me 1 minute. I'll just check my connection. Is there any issues? Okay, girls, can you hear me now? Is it okay? Or is the
Yes,
same
ma'am.
problem? Okay, I hope you can hear me now, right? No?
Ma'am?
Yeah, you can hear me. Why can't you hear me? Can you
Yes,
hear
ma'am.
me? You can hear me, right? Yeah, I
Yes,
don't know
ma'am.
what's
Yes.
even
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
not showing. The connectivity is good. I don't know what's the issue. In case if this happens now, or you are saying something I can't hear you, just drop a message. Okay, on the chat box.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So what I was telling you, for example, you are earning like in a country, there are so many people, right? So let's just compare two countries and then you will tell me whether this is a good criteria or not a good criteria. Okay. So for example, two countries are there, right? In one country, the person are earning a good amount of money. Like one country, they are contributing 10,000 rupees per month, right? And the other country over there also they are contributing the same 10,000 rupees, right? But in one country, you are earning like one person salary is 9,000 rupees, and other rest of the people they are earning 1,000 rupees. Okay, clear? Getting the point?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it lagging again?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No. Okay. Okay. So what I told you, for example, this is country A and this is country B. Okay. Over here, one person, for example, the GDP is 10 rupees. Okay. This is person A and person B, person C. This person has a salary of 8 rupees. This person 1 and 1. This is country B. Over here, there are 3 people, right? Over here, the situation is that he is earning 3 rupees, 3 rupees and 4 rupees, like this. So where you will get to know, that there is a equity in A or B? In B. Okay. What about Ritika?
Ma'am, B.
B. Yes, because over here everyone is earning equal. But by just looking at the GDP of A country is 10 and the GDP of B country is 10. But just looking at the GDP, will you get to know that whether there is equal distribution or not?
No.
No, right? Because they both have the same GDP, so you will consider that they both have equality, right? So that's why over here does not reflect this GDP is not reflecting the distribution, right? So over here, that's why it's a limitation, right? So what is happening? Rich is becoming richer and poor is becoming poor, and this will lead to the decline in welfare because utility of rupee of an income to a poor is more than that of rich. In the situation, if welfare rises, it may rise in less proportion as compared to rise in GDP. Though your GDP is really high, but over here in your country there is less welfare. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now over here does not include non-economic and non-monetary exemption, right? So over here, apart from money, if you are doing something else, that won't be included. So there are many goods and services which contribute to the economic welfare but not included in GDP. For example, services of housewife, other family members, leisure time activities. They are the non-monetary exchanges, that is those exchanges and activities which are left out from the estimation of GDP or national income on account of non-availability of data and the problem of valuation. Since these activities do not command a price, that is no price is attached to them, although they contribute to the economic welfare, right? A housewife is contributing a lot, right? She is cooking, she is doing house chores and all that, but still it's of no value, right? So over here, these economic transition, the until and unless you are not paying for any service, that won't be included, no matter what you do, right? For example, you are a doctor and you treated someone, but in return you didn't took money, so that will also not be included. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So again, it's a
Yes, ma'am.
limitation of GDP. Then this is very important, does not include external list. Ma'am, what is external list? A defined question can come, an entire 3-marker question can come, because when I was there was a 3-marker question for this. Okay. So external list refers to the benefit of harms accompanied by the production process for which no payment is made or received. They are excluded from the estimation of this. So over here, whenever you do something wrong, you have to pay a fine. Yes.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
for example, over here, these were the trees, right? I wanted to introduce a flyover over here. So what I did, I cut it down all the trees. I did a wrong thing. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
But am I paying the penalty for that? No. Right. I am, for example, daily I am using my car to go to my office. I am polluting the environment. Am I paying? You people go to school from your
No.
maybe own vehicle or maybe from your school bus, anything. Of course, it is contributing to the pollution. So are you paying any fine?
No.
No.
No, ma'am.
Right? So these are basically the externalists. These are the benefit. These can be benefit or these, see, the building the flyover is a benefit, right? But you are using the flyover. But are you paying for every flyover? Are you paying something? No.
No,
Right?
No,
For
ma'am.
example, roads. Right? You are using the roads. Are you paying something?
no, ma'am.
No. right? So externalists, they can be benefit as well as harm, right? In the production process, they can be harm as well as the benefit. But over here, no payment is made or received. So when they are harming, they are not paying anything. When they are doing a good thing, they are not getting any payment. So this is the thing, right? And they are not included in the estimation of GDP. There can be two types of externalists. One is positive. These are the benefits that accompany the production process by which no payment is received. They are not included in GDP, although the result is increase in welfare. For example, construction of flyover or the highway reduce transportation costs and journey time of its user who have not contributed anything toward its cost. Right? Expenditure on construction is included in GDP, but not the positive effect flowing from it, hence undermissing the welfare indicated by the GDP. Clear? Positive point? No?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, negative externals. So these are the negative effects which accompany the production process and decrease the welfare of the people. And they are not penalized. You are not going to pay any penalty for the penalized. No. For example, environment pollution caused by the industrial plant. The output produced by the plant is included. Plant is included in GDP, but decrease in welfare arising out of pollution of water and air caused by plant is not considered in this. This pollution adversely affects the health of the people, thus producing goods increases welfare, but creating pollution decreases welfare. Therefore, taking only GDP as an index of welfare overstates the welfare. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, fifth point is does not consider change in price. Right? So in the if increase in GDP is due to increase in price and not due to increase in physical output, that won't be relaxable index for the economic welfare. Then it won't be a reliable index. So over here you are not considering the change in price, you are only focusing on the physical output. Right? You know that. Then composition of GDP. So GDP include different types of product like clothes, food article, police, military, houses, so many things. Some of these products contribute more to the welfare of the people like food, clothes, etc. Whereas other products like police services, military services, etc. Many comparatively contribute less and may not directly affect the standard of living of people. Thus, if GDP increases, the increase in welfare may not be in the same proportion. Therefore, how much is the economic welfare? It should depend more on the type of goods and services produced, not simply on how much it produced. For example, you are producing alcohol, right? That alcohol is also giving you money. That doesn't mean that if you are producing a lot of alcohol and with that you earn 10 crore rupees, so it's not a good thing, right? So you should know, instead of focusing on how much you produce the goods, you should focus on which type of good you produce and whether they were a good thing or not a bad thing or a bad thing, whether they contributed to the economic welfare or not. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then contribution of some products of GDP may be negative. So GDP include all final goods, whether it is milk, liquor, anything. Right? So for example, liquor, cigarette, etc. Because of their harmful effect on health, GDP includes only the monetary value of the product and not their contribution to the welfare. Therefore, economic welfare depends not only on the volume of consumption, but also on the type of goods and services consumed. Right? So for cigarettes and all that, you are only calculating the costing, which you have utilized, not whether it is a welfare thing or not. This is also considered while drawing the conclusion about economic welfare. So over here, contribution of some product may be negative, right? So this is also a limitation. You are not including it. So how will you get to know that, okay, if you are not included, it's negative. And again, it's affecting the GDP, right? For example, you are cheating in the class, right? You score 10 on 10. But until and unless I'm telling you, I'm not writing cheating over here, there is no proof. So over here, though GDP is coming, but unless you will mention that, okay, because of this, the contribution of liquor was this. Nobody will get to know na, whether we are contributing to the welfare or not, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what for this. So you will first write this GDP and welfare, the entire thing. Then the limitation you will put. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Done?
Yes, ma'am.
no, ma'am, the
Hmm.
explanation of the limitations still.
Okay, limitation, then you have to just put a heading limitation and then first, second, like this. Okay. Whatever is written in the bold part, this one you will write it with black pen or just underline it because this is the heading. Okay, till here in every point. Okay, and then you have to write the entire explanation why. See, in case if they ask you the entire limitation, then you can cut it and then you can write. But in case if they ask you a particular question, like why it is not including or why why it does not include the rate of growth and how can you judge it that whether it's a good indicator or not, that then you have to explain the entire thing. Okay, so that's why you have to write entire thing. But in case if they in paper if they ask you this, then you have to just cut it out and write it like that, make it short and sweet. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, could you scroll?
Done till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, both of you done?
Ma'am, I'm not done.
Okay. So you can write the negative. I think both of you done, right? Ritika, you were saying something?
Ma'am, I am not completed.
Okay, you are not done. Okay, you are doing this positive or
Ma'am, little more.
okay, this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I hope you can see it, na? Both of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, girls, done?
Yes, ma'am, I have done for the negative externalities.
Now I'm writing the negative externalities.
Okay, so girls, you can take the screenshot because we are running out of time. You can complete this because tomorrow is an off. Just complete it. In the next class, prepare yourself very well. We'll practice the questions. Okay, because we are done with the chapter. You have any issues or something, you can just let me know. Okay, in the next class.